Hey, Scrapbook friends, it's Nicole. Welcome to week 40 of our Theme Park Thursday series. Super excited to be at a nice round number. This week we are doing the Kilimanjaro Safari photos I took. I had to start with a huge stack of photos, narrowed it down quite a bit. The layout that I ended up with, once again, is not quite what I thought I was going to end up with, but it's one that I like. And I think that's the secret to me for scrapbooking, is to end up with something that you like. Every now and again, you guys know that I don't love it, but then sometimes I manage to love it. So we're going to be using a retired paper pack called Shades of Croptoberfest, but stay tuned. There are 24 photos on this layout, which I think is pretty amazing. All right, stay tuned for a trek on the Kilimanjaro Safari. So today's layout features probably one of the bigger piles of photos that I have from this trip, and this is the safari at Animal Kingdom. As I was going through these a little while ago, though, a lot of them are duplicates. So I was taking pictures, my daughters were taking pictures. It's hard for me to tell what pictures are going to look like on the computer screen, like, and what I'm going to need. And so I tend to order too many. I need to find a better system, because at least half of these will probably end up being thrown away, if not more, because I don't want to do, 5-6 layouts on just this one ride. So I'm going to try and keep it down to just a single double page layout. But before I do that, I wanted to show you, just in case you've been worried, I found my bag of memorabilia. Remember, I said a while ago that I knew I had it somewhere, and this apparently was it. I don't have very much. I have park maps from all the parks, and I always take multiple because, I might want to cut them up. So I've got the park maps, and I think I'm just going to do like a pocket page or something at the end and put these in. I don't think I'm going to need to cut them up or anything like that. I feel bad that I took as many as I did now that I'm not using them. And a bunch of these Epcot food and wine, Flower and Garden Festival. This we got from the little welcome center, so it's too late really for me to put all these things in. I also have our drawings from last week's layout, the Animation Academy. There's Michelle's Mickey, my Mickey, and Katie's Mickey. I do have a separate album that all of these go in. It's an old Creative Memories 12 by 15 that I put all of our drawings in, so that's not going to go in the scrapbook anyway. I try to keep them from getting squished. This started out as in a roll, and then of course, the fact that it got lost and in the back of a suitcase is why I couldn't find it. So I don't think I have any memorabilia that I'm going to be able to use for this layout or for this album, even though I thought that's what I was going to do. So I don't know. If I find memorabilia that works, I will definitely use it. When Animal Kingdom first started, kind of their little slogan was "not a zoo," but whenever I see these kind of pictures, all I can think of to use with them right now is the Creative Memories What a Zoo collection paper pack. So I pulled that out, and I actually have lots more of this than I thought. I've got 2 folders because obviously I had one that lived at home and one that lives over at my studio. And I also pulled some of the, the other things I still had in my inventory. This Shades of Croptoberfest is not What a Zoo, but I love this paper with kind of the rocks and the pebbles. And so even though I pulled What a Zoo, I might want to use this. But I know that we've got several layouts yet to come that have kind of zoo themes. And so sorry, not a zoo, Animal Kingdom, we're definitely going to use this. But I have lots and lots of pictures, and I think what I kind of think I want to do, my last several layouts, I've put them in a book. And, once again, I'm just sliding them in the page protector. I haven't adhered them down in any way. They're just slid in. But these layouts that we've done so far with Animal Kingdom have been really busy. All of them, to me, just feel like they're pretty busy. And one of my friends was telling me that she's starting to learn to like white space. And so I think that I want to try and do something with a little more white space. I don't know how I'm going to work it with this many photos, but I'm kind of thinking that if I could do, let me get a bigger paper. All right, if I could do something along the lines of, and I wouldn't necessarily draw this out if I wasn't doing the video, because I kind of have a picture in my head, and I just kind of want to do some pictures and cut these small, because a lot of these are going to be, easy to crop down, and I kind of just want to do something with a bunch of little pictures that's on, like, probably not white. We call it white space, but I'm thinking maybe I'll use beige, which is kind of, you know, goes along with this. And then, I don't know, maybe a pattern paper here, not too busy. It's kind of something. I have a bunch of stickers. We could do a border. We could do even like the animal tracks border, or the zebra stripe, although I don't know if I have any zebras. So let me go through these photos first. And I'm not going to make you watch that. Like, I know I've got two of this one. They're all mixed up because I've been flipping through them. But I mean, look how tiny that is. I do not need to have a lot of space. You know, these are pictures taken with my phone from the moving vehicle. Sometimes when I've gone on the safari, I've taken my big camera, my telephoto lens, but kind of don't do that anymore. But I got all these little tiny animals that can easily be cut into like 1 or 2 inch squares. And I think if we put kind of the big ones in the middle and then build outwards, I think that might put some little animals maybe up here. I think that might kind of be what I want. Maybe I'll go off the edge, and then leave this white for some visual space. So let me do that. I'm going to go through and kind of weed out the duplicates and find the ones that I know that I want to keep. And then when I come back, we'll have a better idea of how many pictures we're going to do. All right, so I've weeded out this many, which is about half of the pictures that I have. And some of these for sure I'm not going to keep. I wanted to show you part of my problem though. For instance, right here, these are all the pictures of the lions. This is probably 20 photos. Many of them are bad. They look a lot the same. Lots of like just the lion and the lioness. Like that one, you can't even, like that, forget it. That one's okay, too small. None of them are these looking, but then I have these where the lioness is like right up here front and center, but I took a bunch of them. So it's just a matter of figuring out which, like that one's better. But I like, why did I print all of these? Maybe I like that one better because she's kind of turned sideways. So you can see that I'm a little bit wasteful. I do like this one where you see both of them up here. Here's the male and the female. That one's, well, that's kind of the same as that one, isn't it? Okay, that's pretty much the same. There's that lioness again. Almost exactly the same photo. Here's just the lion by himself. So I think I'll do those three, and then I'm just going to take all of these out. So again, you know, this is just me being lazy when I order that makes it harder for me when I go to print. But if I decided I wanted to do something else, I don't know. I like to have options. These two are about the same. This one, I've got him kind of, you can see him more between the anthill. He's blocked by the anthill there, so he's going to go away. These I have kind of, I like this one of this, the savannah. I like there's a little rainbow. And then this one with the anthill, this is basically three of the same. Yeah, I don't even know. I might not use all of these. This one is easy because Katie's in it. So I actually have this one twice. So I've got a little bit of her face and a lot more of her face. So we'll use a lot more of her face. Got some alligators, some flamingos. Like that picture's better. This one is a fire hydrant, rarely seen in nature. So I kind of might keep that. And then this is just like a little mountain waterfall-y thing. This is a whole bunch of pictures I took of the warthogs. So you don't really see the warthogs out very much. And this one I feel like you can kind of see them. But I don't need all of these. And a lot of them, like you can barely tell where they are. I mean, you have to really search for them. So it's gonna be one of these two. And maybe that one. And then all of these were different animals that will just kind of, I think this is the same. I think I like that one better. Got some big ones, little ones. This is like a little monkey thing. I don't remember what it's called. And this one, look how tiny that is. I mean, what was even the point of me printing that? Unless I'm going to cut it small, which maybe I am. Oh, there's a better picture of the warthogs. I feel like you get a much better view of him than in this one. So, there you go. Hippo. All right, that was my picture on the top. So I think this kind of narrows it down a little bit. I still have an awful lot of pictures on here. But I think if we're going to cut them and make it, you know, kind of make this, it's gonna be odd to call it a white space page when I've got all of these little pictures. But I think that's gonna be the way to offset this white space. And maybe I don't even want like a rectangle. Maybe I want more like a square in the middle. Maybe I want just one strip, or maybe I want squares across the top and then this strip like here to divide it up. I don't know. Let's get out some beige paper for the background. No, let's get out some pattern paper and see if I can find a pattern paper that I can help, that's not too busy, that I can build around. Maybe it's going to be that Craptoberfest paper with the little rocks on it, which is this one, Shades of Craptoberfest. I kind of like this. I feel like it would be okay with some, if I put the bigger pictures on this, and then let's see what the other side of it is. Ooh, the other side is this pretty red. So what if I punch the animal tracks punch from here and use that for that stripe, and then use this in the middle. I could even use, I love it when I don't need to use cardstock for my base, when I can use all the pieces that come from the pack of paper. I like this little green speckle. The red, and then we put this on this one as our background, which is a beige with a little texture. And I'm just using one paper pack and all the pieces that coordinate, and I still have a piece of this little rock left that I love, so I can use for something else. So I think that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I don't think I want any of that blue. I mean, I might use a little bit of the blue actually to mat some photos if I need to. But I'm kind of liking that idea. I feel like I do this a lot with the square in the middle. Maybe I want it not centered. Maybe I want it more this way and that way. So I can decide that after I cut this. So let me get my Animal Tracks border maker cartridge, and we'll punch both of the strips we're going to cut from this, and then we'll go. All right, so this is the Animal Tracks one. We also had a paw prints one, which was a little bit more kind of domesticated cute. This one's kind of scary mean. And we'll go ahead and punch this out of this paper. So I will punch real quick. This is a knockout punch. So, and it's always bigger than I think it's going to be. And rather than trim this and then cut the next strip, I always like to just flip my paper around. This is not directional, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to flip this paper around and punch both of them. I feel like it saves me time, because that way I can put this away before I get my trimmer out. I might need to do something behind this though, because I don't know how this is going to look over that little stone, river stone. Okay, now we'll get our trimmer out. And I want this border to be kind of even on either side. So on this side of the paw print, it's not quite a 1/4 of an inch. I don't know if that'll focus on there, but it's not quite a 1/4 of an inch. So I want to put this, I'll do it this side because that's the easier way to measure. If I put this on the 1 inch, that's going to cut right there, which in my opinion is way too close. If I put it on 1 1/4, it's a little bit too wide. So up here where there's 1 1/4, I'm going to go to 1 1/8 and see. I think that's going to be it, that 1 1/8 inch mark. And I'm just lining my ruler up with the cutting line so I can just kind of get a visual where that's going to be. So 1 1/8 inch is where I'm going to cut this. And I think that that did a good job of making it pretty centered. It still might be a little bit wider on the other side, but I'm not sure. So 1 1/8 again. All right, so there we got those two. And then this is the paper that I want to have this way. And I think I'm going to do, I've done 5 and 7 before. I don't really want to do 4 and 8. I think it's going to have to be 5 and 7, even though I'm afraid that that gets boring. We'll do 5. Actually, let me throw this little confetti away. Okay. I love to punch on a paper so then I can just pick the whole paper up and throw the stuff away. But I'm wondering if I want to cut this paper. I think I want to cut it this way first, but I might want to actually move this so this goes up and then there's like a 1/2 inch, but I'll leave it white underneath. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me try this. I think I'm going to cut it at 5 and 7. But then I'm going to stack these. I don't do a lot of stacking. I'm going to do a little stacking. I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch off. I could do it separately, but I think if I do it together, that will make it easier for me to make sure they're the same width. I just felt it wiggle a little bit. And then this is 9 and something inches high. So I think I want about a 6 inch. Oh, that'll be a nice size stripe on either side. And because I did 9 and 5, or sorry, 5 and 7, I think I want to have it to leave a 1/2 inch border. So I'm going to do the same measurements, right? 7 and 5, I'm going to subtract a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do 4 1/2 and 6 1/2, even though I had to fold out my, I guess I wouldn't have had to. I could just cut an inch off this end and know that that would give me the measurement that I want. Ooh, all of a sudden I'm feeling a little twinge, like I might want to round a corner. That would be weird. I haven't rounded corners much. And I don't know why. I mean, I love the look of a rounded corner. I think it really adds something. So hopefully you guys cannot hear my washing machine going on upstairs. We are getting ready to go to a family reunion, and so I am furiously trying to make sure that we have clothes to wear. Okay. So I'll move my pictures. I think I'm gonna, and I know that I could always use peekaboo pockets and add lots more extra pictures, and I just don't always think that I care enough to want to use peekaboo pockets. It's this way, and then those line up like that. So it's about a 1/2 inch right there. These little guys, I think I want them to go in that direction. It's interesting what your mind will notice, but because we in the Western world read from left to right, recently in a video I said left to right, but right to left, but we read kind of going this way. This is the forward direction. And so I'm going to put my little paw prints going forward. I could, of course, put them this way, but I think your mind is going to notice that they're going the wrong direction. So I'm going to put these guys going that way, leading the direction we're going in the book. And then I'll put these two little guys down here. Actually, I think it goes that way. And see, so that's going to give me that same look as if I just laid it over the top, but I don't have to worry that nothing's going to show through here because my because there's no background. If I put this on here, I just don't think you get the same effect. I really like the contrast between there. And I might even could go down a smidge more, right about there. All right, so let's put this guy down first. And I'm not really measuring it. I'm not using my grid. I'm just gonna pick where I think this looks right. Stick this down right about right here. Of course, now I got to make sure that everything is straight, and that can be a little bit tricky. This one, of course, I'm going to want to use my repositionable. And you guys know I have the silicone mat to do this on, but I don't know where it is. So I'm going to use the back side of this because it's going to get stuck down anyway. That way I just know I'm not going to get any sticky on my table. You know, I do crops, in-person crops, and I'm surprised at how often people just do their repositionable adhesive right on the table, and it's kind of a pain to have to clean that up. So I don't want to have to clean it up, so I'll put on this piece that we're going to stick down anyway. Get this one straight. Okay, so that one's straight, which means I've got to reposition this a little bit. There we go. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, starting with the little one. And I don't know if I've asked you guys, are you team repo or team reel tape? And maybe I have asked you that. I just find it so interesting. I like when we do our Savvy Scrapbookers videos to see that, you know, what Donna and Debbie use versus what I use. I like the regular adhesive. I feel like it holds better, and I don't feel like I use as much of it. I think I'm going to save this. I'm going to stick this one down first, line it up, and then I'll put my other piece in. And I am trying to kind of match the pattern. See how I cut it? So nobody's going to care except me. And I'm not even going to remember that I did that. But I just think visually, the fact that now it matches will make me happier. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put these guys on. So I think no, that one on this side and that one on that side. Do I want it down here? Do I want it up there? I think I want it right butted up against the edge of this line. And perhaps I should have laid out my photos before I built all this page, but I got this vision in my head, and now that it's in my head, I gotta go with it. I love using multiple papers from the same collection. One of the other things I hear people say sometimes is that they don't store their collections together. They would divide it up and put, like, this would be in green and this might be in red. My brain doesn't work like that. I like to keep my collections together until, you know, if there's only a couple pieces left, I'll pull them out. But if I want to do a layout that's cohesive, of course I want to use pieces that all go together. All right, so now let's get my personal trimmer and cut these photos down. This may be more photos than I can fit, but we'll start with this. I do have a couple that I want to keep whole or mostly whole. I didn't get all my little confetti. And maybe that's how I need to divide them up. Like, I just looked at this and I couldn't remember what this was supposed to be. These just little warthogs just blended into the background. So when I had them all on the table before, I had it all divided up by how I was going to crop them. And and I stacked them up to move them. I don't think I'm going to be able to use all of these. Where's the picture of Katie sitting in the... There's that one picture of Katie sitting in the safari truck. Maybe I moved it. Maybe it's under this. All right. All right, there's a picture of Katie. I already saw it, and then I lost it again. So I think I want to start, I think I want that one to be kind of my, I don't know if I want it to be like a focal point. Which ones I want to keep big, and then we'll start working our way out. I want to keep the big ones in the middle and then work my way out with the smaller ones. Giraffes might kind of need to be big. So I should have left these in piles by size. That would save me some time. Oh, I want to put the fire hydrant. I'll put that over here. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm going to cut that into a square. I want to use that big, this guy. I wanted to call him a Texas Longhorn, but I don't think that's what he is. Because he's from Africa. I think I'll kind of do this. I don't know if I'll use that guy because it's the same as there. The little goats could come down here. Oh, this one. I love this one because of the rainbow. Maybe I won't put the goats in. The lion, maybe I'll put the lioness up here. Or both of these guys. We must have ridden the safari twice because or there was 2 lionesses. All right, I think there's the flamingos are bigger. How many times have I gone through this? Have I lost the flamingos? There they are. I do it like that. I'm going to cut these down. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. Let's see, this one is probably the one I need to cut and do the sizing on. We'll cut this, I'm going to cut this at 3.5, but I think I'm going to turn it and cut it at 3. All right, so that's a 3-inch. I might need to mat these because this one is getting a little bit lost. These are okay, but that one's a little bit lost. Katie's going to stay full size, and this needs to be 3 inches. And that way both of these will be the same size, the same height. So these are digital, so they're not true 4x6. So I've got that's what gave me a little bit of extra room. This one, I don't know what this needs to be. I'm going to cut off the water, and I can cut most of this off. Do 3 again. Maybe I'll do 3 again for just continuity. Since it is going to be a busy page, I think having some continuity and sizing will probably help. And I'm already feeling like I don't know if I'm going to have room to fit all those other little pieces, but I guess I could put them down here. I don't have to worry too much about, I don't have to leave this whole thing uncovered. I had this one that I liked. I think actually I like this one better than this one because it's got both kinds of animals in it. Maybe I'll cut this down to 3x4. Cutting the 4-inch first. We'll cut the 3. I think that one, I don't know, the lighter green I think stands out better than this one for some reason. Okay, now, oh, this takes up a lot of room, but it's funny. How big are these squares? Where'd my ruler go? All right, so this is, if I did 2-inch pictures down here, I think I could do some, now we did 2-inch pictures in the petting zoo. This is not turning out to be a white space layout, you guys. I tried, Vicki, I tried to do a white space layout. This is not gonna be it. And probably because I have so many pictures. I think that one's not, oh no, those are the alligators. Maybe those will go in. I think that one, that scenery, is not gonna go in. This one, because I did that one's not gonna go in. That one's so small. The lioness I definitely want. I think I'm gonna cut some of these guys down, see what I can do as far as like this is a bigger one. This might be a 2-inch. Yeah, he's gonna fit in a 2-inch square. This guy's probably a 1-inch square, which is kind of small. I don't know if I want to go that small. The hippo needs, I guess he can be in about a 2-inch square. That kind of is going to cut off, you know, what would be his back, but it's all under the water, so you can't see it. I always love it. Very, very occasionally we'll get the hippos out of the water. But usually they're in the water because it's in Florida and it's hot. They want to be under the water. Okay, so there's the hippo. I want to journal about this thing. Oh, the warthogs. All right, they're also going to fit within a 2-inch space. Oh, just barely though. Yeah, I was too close. Be a lot easier to see these guys once you've cut away the rest of the picture. You know exactly that this is the part of the picture I want to look at. So maybe a 1-inch. I guess I could do some of these at 1-inch. And that could even kind of come down here along the bottom. I'll have to cut off this cheetah's tail. I don't think this guy's gonna fit as a 1-inch. Nope, he's too big. But this one will fit. Nope, the elephant won't fit either. He might have to be a 2-inch. These two little guys will have to be a 2-inch. I'm not necessarily gonna do the giraffes again or the ostriches because we already have an ostrich. This little bird, maybe it's a 2-inch bird. Oh, this is the one that I liked because it had the two different, or the animals and the kind of the anthill. I don't know about that one. Oh, here's the boy lion. I think he can be a 1-inch. I think this is a, is that also a cheetah? He's kind of blurry. He's kind of like a Bigfoot cheetah. Oh, I forgot about these with the scenery and the rainbow. The gators. I thought I already threw that piece to the side. Way too small. Here's the lioness. I love her. I want her to be a 2-inch square though, because I want you to see the rock that she's on. Kind of wish I could keep this tree too. Maybe I can. I think that the What a Zoo is sold out, which is a shame because I really like it, and I find that you know, I do, you know, I mean, of course Disney, but we also like went up to the Nashville Zoo last Christmas, and it feels like there's always animal things. So hopefully they're coming out with another animal themed collection. All right, the elephant is a 2-inch. And this is kind of weird because I don't really have a serious plan for this layout. But I think really that's a lot of times how I scrapbook is I just kind of start playing around and pull things out of the dregs of my brain. All right, not the gators and not those. I don't know about those. I'm going to try and do these little tinies. It's going to be a little harder because cutting a 1 inch is hard because it's just the little handle covers up the 1 inch line. So it's a little tricky to cut this and make sure that it's going to be square. Please be square. Somewhere we used to have a 1 inch square punch, and that would have been really good. I need to leave a place to journal about the fire hydrant in the wild. Look at this guy again. Yeah, he's gonna be all right. It's a 1 inch. I'm kind of using, again, the grid on my ruler to help me estimate where these cuts are going to be. Actually, maybe I'll try it down here. This is about 1 inch wide, so when I put it in the middle of this little finger pad, but it should only be a few more weeks until we have the new trimmer. I'm so excited. All right, that's the cheetah again. It's kind of a better picture of the cheetah. I don't think it's worth a 2 inch. Let me put that over there. Maybe I'll do some that are 1.5 inch. Maybe we'll do a bunch of different squares. Yeah, I think it's working easier for me with these little tiny squares if I line it up with the grid line rather than trying to position it with the top to keep it straight. Yes, you can cut photos using your 12-inch trimmer, but it dulls your blade. I just feel like it doesn't cut as well. And my husband loves tools, and he really likes the idea of having, you know, the right tool for the right job. And for me, the personal trimmer is the right tool. I'm so glad actually that they're going to call the new one the photo trimmer for several reasons, but not the least of which that's what it's, you know, that's what it's designed for. Cut photos. All right, one more little guy. A 1 inch square. These might not be exactly square. Okay. So let's take these that I've already cut. And because I've been to Disney several times, because I've scrapbooked the safari several times, it's not really as important to me to try and get all the animals. If this is your once in a lifetime Disney trip, then you might want to do 2 pages of the safari or do peekaboo pockets or fold out or something like that. But I just want to show the animals that we saw. Maybe I'm going to do this. I haven't decided. Kind of like these down here. I kind of like them at an angle too. Maybe I want to trim a little bit of this off the bottom so I can scoot these down. I don't think I want this elephant up by the lions, and I think I want this lion up here by the female lion. So, well, except now these need to be, I like the bigger pieces together. That doesn't really work right there. I need space to, I really wanted to say something funny about a fire extinguisher in the wild. I think I'm going to cut that off, maybe a ½ inch. I want to keep that little, the little brush, so I'm just going to cut that way. Now it's ½ inch, or 3½ inches. Oh, I forgot this little one. Oh, this is the same animal as here, and this is a better picture. So I do feel like it's getting a little bit lost on the background, so I might need to do something, either a line or probably a little hint of a photo mat, very tiny photo mat, just a hair. Oh, maybe I will move this here. And I'll put the flamingos down here. And then I can put this lion next to the other lions. I'll put the elephant up here. The warthogs. I'll move this down. And I'm not trying to necessarily keep it on the green, although that one's lined up on the green. I guess I could cut this one at, I could cut some of that off, ½ inch off of this one. There's no real need for this to be the whole. Okay, that, I said I didn't care about keeping them all in the green mat, but apparently I did. Now let's put these little tiny ones. I don't really want him floating in space. Maybe I'll put this up here. And then he can be right here. I don't know how I feel about this all the way down here. Maybe I scoot these up, put these right here. Maybe I cut some of this off. That's 4 inches. If I do this at 4 inches, oh, I still keep the rainbow, and I just cut off this, which is no animals anyway. Maybe I need to go a little bit farther. That's a 3x4 now. This is a 3.5x4. So maybe I do have to go ahead and cut off all that little brush grass down there at the bottom. Okay, that works better. All right, so there we've got these. I want this down here. Oh, I've got these too. These little animals. Well, you know, I think I like that. I do kind of wish I could fit this in. Maybe I'll do this. Right here. I don't think I can do a full 3x4, but I don't think I need to. I can do this as like a 2.5x4. I might need to trim all of these down a little bit more. Oh, I could bring these in here. Okay, I'm liking that. I don't know about this one. I want it on top or up on the side. I kind of like it on the side, but maybe I cut her down a little bit and put the two of them up here together. And so I'll make this 1.5, which I don't have any other squares that size. But then we can put these two up here. Kind of resting on this little thing. Okay. Oh, I got this one. I do like these guys. I like the elephant. It's kind of the woods right here. The water. I think maybe I'm going to put my title down here. I don't know. I guess I could do it like that. Got this bird. I'll do these little guys up at the top. Kind of like that with the little tinies up at the top. And then maybe I need to go through and see if I can fit anything else. See if I can get this guy in a 2-inch square. Oh, sounds like the washing machine is done. My scrapbook room is right under the laundry room, so when somebody's doing laundry, me or someone else, you do definitely hear it. Fit something right here. These were other, oh, this little guy. What if another 2-inch would fit right there? I think another 2-inch would fit right here. We've talked about visual weight before, and I'm like not loving that this is wider than that. So maybe this needs to come down here. And this can go right there. And now this is when it's going to come in handy that I have all of these other little pictures. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Because in case I need to fill in some other spots. So let's see if there's somebody else that I can put in that space. I guess I could put the ostriches. I do like this one of the cheetah lying down. I feel like this guy's hard to catch. He sits way, way back away from people. You know how cats are. And so it's hard sometimes to get a picture of him. And again, with my phone, so it's not the best picture ever. I'm not going to win any contests with it. I'm going to change these up again. Again, that visual weight thing, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what looks good to me. All right, so I think I need a border, and I do not want to have to mat every one of these little photos. So I think it's going to be a pen border. And I also have some animal stickers, but I don't know how much I care about having animal stickers when I've got all these pictures of animals on here. Do I need stickers to let you know that this is a page about animals? All right, I don't know about this little one right here, and this is kind of the same little cheetah, but I do like both of these pictures. I don't know about that. Kind of like the 4 up here instead of the 5, because that, again, the visual weight thing, I don't like it being bigger. I'm kind of trying to keep it all together somehow. And it's funny because remember I said I wasn't going to care about covering up this border, but obviously I've left it completely open. But I think I like this. I think I'm going to go ahead and stick these guys down. Yes, I do have an animal print on my shirt. That's a happy coincidence. I didn't necessarily plan for that today. It was clean. All my other shirts are getting washed for the family reunion. All right, let me stick these down, and I think I'll go around and trace around with the pen, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've traced around all of the pictures that are on the rock paper, and I'm not going to worry about the ones that are on this green speckle because I don't think they need it. I think they already stand out, but I think that just gave them a little bit of definition. And I'm thinking about a title. I need to journal a little bit. Thinking about a title, and I'm wondering if maybe, I've got these little offset letters. What if I put my letters on little squares? And do I really want to write Kilimanjaro Safaris? I think maybe I'm just going to write Safari, and I might just put it right down here on squares, because that will kind of tie all of this in together. I don't have any more. I mean, I have more of this, but I don't want to use it necessarily for this. Well, plus it's here. So maybe I'm going to do navy paper with white letters to write the word safari, and then I'm going to kind of jog them around like I did right there. So let me get my letters and a piece of navy cardstock. I think these letters are 1 inch. Actually, they're more like 7/8 of an inch. But I think I want, I don't want to do 1 1/8 inches. That's a terrible measurement. But I think 1 1/4 is going to be too big. 1 inch will be too small. Yeah, 1 1/8 it is. Did we already cut something else 1 1/8, didn't we? This. So that'll be good. This will be the same size as that. I must have punched because that edge is not looking very straight. We'll cut this edge. 1 1/8. And I don't know that I want to do squares, but I probably do need to do squares. Let's just do squares S. But it's going to be weird with like the eye. So I might end up trimming these guys down. I'm just having to spell out safari. And this is going to be the last. And hopefully I have enough of all these letters. And I'm just going to try and put them kind of centered in the square. Does anybody else stick their little middles to the sticker letters to their finger like that? Last week I was at my crop and I was using sticker letters and I lost a little tiny letter E. It flung out of my hands and I didn't know where it went. Uh-oh, I'm out of F's. And like 2 days later, I was wearing the same shorts and it had fallen, like they have like a little cuffed edge had fallen down into the cuff. Okay, so this is one I'm gonna have to cut this one again, the E. I've run out of F's, so, but thankfully I think we did this before, because look, there's the other little F. Just gonna barely kind of, not quite, not even round that corner, just kind of knock the edge off. It's always interesting, like how, which letter are you gonna, you're gonna run out of. I always end up with lots of X's, Z's, but I run out of F's and D's and N's, M's. I know they try to give us lots of letters. Oh, I cut one too many. S-A-F-A-R-I. I think this is all right in the square, even though the I is considerably skinnier than the rest of the letters. All right, let me get these off. Okay, now we're going to put these down here. All right, I think I like the way this kind of goes together with that. So yeah, I'm liking it. I've written the word Kilimanjaro Safaris so many times. Kind of proud of myself that this time I didn't write the whole thing. Okay, does it need any embellishments? Obviously the Croptoberfest, Shades of Croptoberfest paper from 2022 didn't have embellishments, and if they did, they wouldn't be animal-y. But let me see what's in the, Wild About You stickers. Ha! It's not called Wild About You. It's called What a Zoo. That's what I meant. So I got these little puffy stickers. They were from something. They're kind of cute. I might have used those for my last time. Oh, I had these letters. That would have been fun. Got these the bigger stickers, but I think I like the tiny ones a little bit better. However, I've used the ostrich, and I don't know what that guy would have been. The elephant looks like. So all the animals that are actually in this safari I've already used, along with all of them in the stickers. So I don't really want to open another pack. I don't really want to use, I guess I have a flamingo. I could use a flamingo. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just try and use some different animals. Just a couple of them. I don't necessarily love these puppy stickers, but I don't want What a Zoo. I didn't use the crocodile picture. I already used the lion. We didn't, they do have rhinos on the safari. We didn't see any on this, or I didn't take any pictures this time. But maybe I will just do a safari, a rhino and a flamingo. They're not really to scale. That actually might be enough. Just these two little stickers. Believe it or not, I think it will. And then I'm going to journal. And then we'll see. We'll see if I can stop myself with just 2 stickers. Breaks the whole rule of 3, but I just think this layout has got enough going on. This just enhances the title a tiny bit. So let me journal, and I think I might be done. All right, so let me journal. I'll be right back. So there wasn't a lot to journal on this. I just wrote the elusive fire extinguisher is rarely seen in the wild. And then no matter how many times we've ridden on Kilimanjaro Safaris, it's always fun to see the animals. I don't know really what else to say. Sometimes journaling is hard. I like to journal on every page. What would I say to you if I was sitting next to you on the couch and you were looking at my scrapbook? I don't know. Probably that. Yeah, we always ride the safari. So I expanded a little bit for that little bit of journaling, but I think I'm done. Let me turn off the lights. Sorry, that sounded a little bit weirder than it is, but that way you can see kind of how the layout turned out without the glare from the lights, but you can see that I need the lights to be able to see what I'm doing. I do think it's a little simpler than some of the layouts I've done, even though it's got, you know, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 photos on one layout. But I like the way it turned out. It's not necessarily what I thought I was going to do when I started. I did think we were going to see more white space, but I got a lot of pictures on there. I got to use paper that I love, and I got to use the Animal Tracks punch. So I'm actually going to be filming next week's video ahead because I will be at my family reunion. We are going to be outside of Branson, Missouri. So I'm super excited about that. My whole extended family. The family reunion album is almost done. We're leaving on Friday afternoon, and so I have a few more hours to get it put together. And once I get back from the reunion, I do hope to do an album flip through. It turned out to be 5 volumes. So that's coming. Feel free to nag me. And then once I'm done with that, then I can like scrapbook like a normal person instead of being in panic mode. So here you go. This is going to be the safari ride, week number 40. Are we week number 40? That's awesome. Somebody said in the comments last week that she hopes I will keep doing this even when this album is done. And I think I might. I mean, heaven knows I have enough Disney trips to scrapbook. I could just keep doing, you know, Disney trip after Disney trip and trying to show you new different things, different ways to scrapbook the same photos, or some of the times when I actually do different photos. Well, so I thought I was done. I wasn't quite done. As I was getting ready to put this in the album, I just felt like it needed something else. So I just took that same navy pen that I journaled with, and I just drew a little line, 1/4 of an inch all the way in, met it at the corner, went around the edge. I think that added a lot. I didn't go through the paw print. I did have a little hiccup right here because of course I had journaled. So I just kind of worked around the journaling. And right here, it didn't quite meet up in the corner, but don't tell anybody. So that's the finished layout now, more than I had thought I was finished before, but now I'm really finished, and I'll really see you back here next week.